What's going on, everyone? I want to talk about the strategy that I was saying I was changing to. That video was a little bit dramatic, it was a little bit clickbaity, but the point is true. I'm learning a new strategy, but I'm not ditching the IFVGs, alright? That's just an entry model, and I'm still going to keep using it. But what I've realized recently is that, strategy hopping is kind of something that's been created by social media. It's a concept that you should learn one thing and stick with it. And I still agree with that. I still think it's a very good idea to stick with something for a very, very long time. I traded IFVGs for the entirety of this channel. Like every single video I've made on here, over 100 videos, probably 150. I've been trading IFVGs. And I am very, very glad that I didn't strategy hop, because I learned, that gave me the opportunity to learn what I was doing wrong. And, there's things that I still do wrong that I haven't learned yet, but I've gotten a whole lot better at it. That's for sure. I've definitely gotten a lot better at it. And what I've just been noticing is that, I'm trying to make some changes to the way that I trade now, because trading is meant to be something that is simple. It's meant to be simple. And the way that my routine was in even just a month or two ago was fucked. Only trading New York session, only trading IFVGs, trading in the middle of the night, so tired, can't think. And there was no reason I couldn't just trade Asia and just trade a different instrument. And I always thought, well, NQ doesn't move during Asia, so why would I trade Asia session? But that's just not the truth. The truth is that the market always moves, and it doesn't matter whether you think Asia session's good or you think Asia session's bad. I say that it's good, but in reality, it's not any different. And I'm not even trying to sound like an expert here, but the markets are always open. If the price moves differently during Asia, then learn to adapt to it. Just learn to adapt to it. Learn to adapt to the different conditions than what you get when you trade the NASDAQ during the New York session. That's sort of my mentality about things. You don't have to agree with me. I know that it's kind of like a big statement, but it's just that's how I feel about trading. I think that those are some things that have been on my mind, so why not talk about it, right? But the new way that I'm trading is just something that I'm adding to my arsenal. I want to say that again. It's just something that I'm adding to the knowledge that I have in my head of trading. That's all it is. And it's still very much the same as how I trade anyway. It still uses fair value gaps. It still uses everything. All of the knowledge that I have about what direction price is going for the day, key levels, time, all of those things, it all still applies. I can still keep using that. I'm literally just trading fair value gaps normally instead of entering only on an inverse. So that's all it is. But it is quite profound because it is still completely different than what I've been doing. And I don't have that much data on it. With that being said, I smacked TP on this today with that. The person who I found out about this from his name's Fox. He's in my free Discord. He's talking it in there quite a lot. But he told me that he actually learned it from Riley Trades. And he's on YouTube. So if you guys do want to check it out, you can go and look at his YouTube. Obviously, I want you guys to stay and watch my video. But if you're interested, you can go there, and he does explain everything. But I'm just sort of trying to, I'm not going to use it exactly as he does necessarily, but he has some good points, and he banks. So basically all it is, to my knowledge so far, this is another thing, is he teaches it in a specific way, and I'm not going to try and teach it to you guys when, on behalf of him. This is my interpretation of how it works, and it's very simple. So you just wait for price to come into a fair value gap, and this is with no context at all, right? We're not talking about draw on liquidity or daily bias or any of that. We're just talking about the basic fundamental of how it goes. You come into a fair value gap that's preferably in line with the trend, and you wait for a candle to wick into that gap. This has come to 50%. We had another wick above this candle. We did have a body close up here, but this was a wacky candle. And then this third candle here, or fourth technically, closes below the candle that put in this wick inside of this fair value gap. That's all it is. It's like an inverse fair value gap, except the opposite. That's as best as I could describe it. You just wait for price to come into a fair value gap, and this is the same way you trade inverse fair value gaps. You wait for price to come into a fair value gap, and then you look for an inverse coming out of that. He said this is a bit different because it can happen quite frequently, and it's going to give me more opportunities to trade during Asia. And yeah, it just happens quite frequently. So we closed back below the body that put in the wick, and I think that he mainly goes for one-to-ones, which is kind of the way I trade anyway. I've been preaching about one-to-one risk to reward for a long time. It's been a very fucking controversial topic on this channel, but a lot of you guys are always asking me, like, what happened to the one-to-ones? Do you still trade one-to-ones? I still trade one-to-ones, and this works really well for one-to-ones. I backtested it a bit. I had like a 75% win rate over 30 trades. Not very much. I haven't done any more backtesting since then, but it's not it's not really something that I feel like I need to actually put that much effort into learning. I still have an understanding of how the market moves and my own views on that. I'm not saying that I know everything about the market. I'm saying that I understand in my own head in a way that I can interpret on how I think that the price moves. And so that's pretty much what I'm doing. So realistically here, right, I would have been looking for some sort of inverse. This was on the 32nd that I took this trade. I would have been looking for, this was so long ago as well, it's getting kind of late, but I had a busy ass day. I was building a PC for my brother that took like, I don't even know, bro, hours. But I get so pissed off when I'm building computers. It makes me sound like the biggest geek. I built my computer like 7-8 years ago when I was like 13 or 14, and I've just been upgrading it ever since. And so I kind of understand the basics of how to put the parts together. And my brother wanted one, and I was like, yeah, I'll put it together for you. But I was like trading and trying to put it together at the same time. Then the trade won. I was like, fuck, I want to film a recap, talk a bit about it, but I didn't have time. So yeah, I'm fucking rambling. And I completely lost track, man. Fuck. Hang on. Don't click off the video. Don't click off the video. Okay, let's just talk about the trade that I took today. I'm up 300 on the day, which is nice. Got that winning day of 200, and something that I'm kind of bad at is like just settling for 200 and just trying to get those winning days and not allowing myself to catch bigger moves. Why did I delete the fucking position tool off of here? Why did I do that? Let's just mark it back up. And then I'll talk about why I actually took it. So, I should have been on TradingView, then I could have just done replay mode. Alright, that's okay. Maybe I'll do that next time. We came into this 30-second gap, right? This was also a 1 minute, so this was kind of risky because... God damn it. It was also on the 1 minute, so it was kind of risky because we hadn't even really come into this 1 minute. But the 30-second looked really nice, and I took it on the 30-second. That's just the lower time frame. My draws were down here. This was, you could consider it a New York low. This was actually the New York low, but it was, way before Asia session. Kind of, it was like, oh wait, no, that's New York PM session. My bad. This New York PM session low, we came down, and that was what I wanted to see originally. So if I actually just, it was a one to, wait, what the fuck is going on? I caught way more of this move. Why did I delete the position tool? Because now I just have no idea. Oh, yeah, okay. That was my entry on that candle close. And I have my stop above the fair value gap, like that. And then, yeah. And I was targeting this New York low. Okay, that makes so much more sense. Alright, this was the entry. I took this off that close like I was talking about before. We came down, took this low. That was already a 1-to-1. And you can see when we got to that 1-to-1, I went break even. So I moved my stops down to break even. And this is how I trail my stops with 1-to-1s. I moved my stop down when we got to break even, when we got to a 1-to-1. And then as price started coming up a bit, I started to lose a bit of faith in it. I was like, all right, I'll scale out 5 here. I had 8 contracts, 8 micros. I scaled out 5 here at a 1-to-1 when we came back up here. Then I scaled a bit more because I think I fucked up my contract sizing when I was scaling. And then I let the rest, I wanted to let the rest ride down to at least this low and preferably the New York PM low. And we did come for that really nicely. And we actually, I didn't have a hard stop loss here at the low because I had just 1 micro in it. And I was like, honestly, bro, we could come all the way down to this level down here, right, with these lows. So I wanted to hold 1 micro potentially all the way down there. And we actually did break and just continue this trend. And that was really what I wanted to see, is come all the way down here. But that was, it's kind of shooting for the stars. And yeah. So we came all the way down here and I was like, okay, I'll move my stop down to, I think I just moved it to like 100 in profit. I really should have just moved it to the New York low. And then we came up so much and I closed out my trade there, keep the profit. I thought we'd probably react off of this low, and we didn't. We came all the way down, so I actually could have continued to hold the trade. And the thing is as well, bro, is like, okay, this is a problem that I have. This is definitely a problem I have, is not allowing my trades to just make me money. So that's a problem that there is with 1-to-1s, is scaling out at a 1-to-1. But it does help with a higher win rate. I think it has advantages. But like, I scaled out so much of my position at this point that by the time we got down here, I was only up like I only really caught a 1 to 1.5 on this trade because I scaled out and I didn't really allow this trade to run to the place where I thought we were going to go. I thought we would come here, and we did. So I really should have just held the entire trade. But that's hindsight. That's hindsight. Hindsight is 2020. And, at the time, I didn't know what was going to happen. But, yeah. So, I'm about $500 in drawdown, something like that, on the balance. Maybe a bit less even, 400. And I've got 3 winning days of 200. So, I just need 2 more to be able to request. Obviously, I need to be in profit for that. But, yeah, I'm going to just try and build this back up again because I had a really shitty week or 2 of trading. Just wasn't winning any trades. And that's okay because I think I've been talking about this a lot on here, but I managed my risk like a motherfucker. And I didn't lose that much money. So maybe you could say I don't risk enough, but I don't know, man. I survived a pretty bad losing streak, and that's cool with me, bro. That's cool with me because I'm back. I'm fucking back. And I'm going to get up to like $4,000 profit. Then maybe I'll request a payout at that point. But I just want to fucking let the thing keep going. I just want to prove to myself that I can fucking build accounts and just have an equity curve like this before I start worrying about getting to the max payout and stuff like that. That's why I risk only $200 when I have $4,000 of drawdown. And that's why I just straight up don't even have my balance and my max loss on here, because I do check up on it sometimes, but during the trading session, it's like I'm risking 200. It's fuck all. I've got a massive drawdown, and I just need to follow my system. Just focus on following the system, because, yeah, I don't know. After I got the payout, I got greedy. My ego got into me pretty bad. Even though I thought it wouldn't happen, it kind of did, and that's probably what caused me to start losing. Let's be real. So, yeah, that's why I'm risking low. That's kind of the breakdown. I haven't changed my strategy, right? If we got an inversion set up here, and it was a nice like A+ IFVG setup, I still would have taken that. I haven't quit trading that way. I'm just incorporating a different way of like just watching simple price action pretty much. So, yeah, I think that's all I really got, man. Hope you guys all trade well during the New York session. I'm going to bed. And yeah, I'll trade again tomorrow. See you guys there. And yeah, man, appreciate you guys. Peace.